All right, guys, good morning. Good morning. Welcome aboard to the Morning Note. My name is Carlos Garcia, founder and CEO of Gar Capital. Glad to be with you this morning and every morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If this is your first time here, make sure to like these videos, turn on notifications when you subscribe to our channel. Appreciate it as always. Let's go ahead and get started. Dow futures up about 58 points this morning. The Nasdaq's up about 16. S&P 500 futures tagged 4,800 above it, actually. We are at 47.99 currently. That's green. 2020 for Russell, up 0.74%. Talked about IWM and the Russell before. Again, still kind of expecting that kind of rotation, even though mega cap tech did well yesterday. Sans Apple and sans Tesla since it pulled back. Good morning. Where we got 102.30 on the dollar index, down about quarter point. On the way to 100 we go. VIX 12 or 12.50, excuse me, down 0.48% this morning. We're gonna go and answer that question for you, Denali. I don't own any of Mara or Riot, but again, we do trade it. We traded it all year, still with that Bitcoin proxy thesis that we've been doing. But we'll go over both in a second. Mara actually had some news. We'll go over it here. 10-year Treasury yields 3.905%. Down we go. Crude oil 72.88, that's flat. Gasoline futures are down $2.14. 2043 for gold futures up 0.14%. Silver futures up 0.57%. 2424 $3.89 or $3.90 for copper, up 1.25, getting close to that $4 level. Very, very important. 109.62 up 38 pips for the euro dollar. Dollar yen is at 144.30. Nice bounce up 147 pips with the BOJ being a little more dovish than expected yesterday or last night. Pound dollar 127.41. Good morning, Jeremy. Nice going, Ryan, on those Mara calls. We played Mara last week. I wish I'd have rolled them. That would have been nice. Pound dollar 127.41. Again, that's up 94 pips. That's more like it when you get those kind of near triple-digit days on the pound, on the British pound. Bitcoin is up 2.34% on the future side, above 43,000. 2238, up 2% for Ethereum. Good morning, everybody. All right, let's go ahead and get started with the S&P 500 futures, and then we'll get to some questions. It's a very light day in terms of news this morning, kind of scouring the news wires to see what was happening, and not much. 4808 is your all-time high in S&P 500 futures. We are 8 points away. Time to celebrate? Not exactly, because the S&P still has to go. To 4818. This is the S&P index. Remember, futures, they roll over. We're in the March contract now. We traded that yesterday with Nick and I on the radio. Just for everyone who is on the Discord, this is for everyone that is premium and masterclass. This is the live trading radio. I just got on. I don't know why. Let me get off. So here's the radio, and we have a little chat room there, cool as well. So we talk about everything, the market, answer some questions, kind of just. It's a very laid-back environment in there. It's kind of like a trader lounge. Maybe we should just call it that instead of the radio. Either way, it's a very fun, laid-back experience where we just talk about the markets pretty much through the morning. If there's nothing really to talk about, then we just kind of get off for a little bit. But again, it is fun to talk to you guys on that server, on that channel, and answer your questions literally in real time. The best part is sometimes we actually fill trades on the radio, which is kind of cool. So if you are a masterclass member, if you're a premium member, if you're an annual plan member, the radio is included in your subscription. Again, join us. If you got some time off and you're not doing much at the office, or you're just hanging out at home, hang out with me and Nick for a little bit, and we'll talk on the radio and answer some questions live with you. So let's go ahead and get back. Still need a little more on ES, like we said. Okay, what was the other one? NASDAQ. We'll go to NASDAQ rather quickly, and then we'll go to Russell, and then we'll answer some questions. Breakout on NASDAQ. Not much more I can say on in that regard. All-time highs. QQQ breakout, broke above all-time highs. That's great. Trying to think what else here. We got the Russell, RTY. RTY broke out of this trend line. Now you have 2050. So again, I like this for futures. If you want to use 1994 as a stop, you can use 2050 as your next point. But again, we're right at 2020. Break above 2044, and then you got as much as 2147. Again, I still like small caps going into next year. I like this rotation, so it needs to be on your watch list when it comes to trading and all that. So RTY for futures, IWM for options. In terms of options, again, I still need to get above $200.08. Then I could target the 203s. That's the 50% retracement. Maybe we could buy some time for January. We'll see how much that is and go from there. Okay, so we had a question regarding Mara and Riot. And Mara we played yesterday. It is now at 2064, guys. It is a breakout. Absolutely. See, broke above this level, broke above here. This is the July highs. Again, 2058. Currently this morning, here's the news here on Mara. Mara, a leader in supporting and securing Bitcoin ecosystem, has entered into a definitive purchase agreement to acquire 2 currently operational Bitcoin mining sites totaling 390 megawatts of capacity from subsidiaries Generate Capital for a total of 178.6 million or 458,000 per megawatt to be paid in cash from Marathon's balance sheet. That is up this morning about 4.28%. I was on the radio talking about it with Nick. We were waiting for that $20 break. It didn't happen. Got very, very close, but now we're breaking out. So we'll take a look at the volume and see what we get. But in terms of what is to be expected or what's next, there is one more gap to fill here at 2603. So again, we've done this before with many stocks where we kind of create the path. We know what we're looking for, and then we kind of just trade in the middle of that and see what we get. Palantir being another kind of example, like Mara being a high beta tech company. So Mara has more to go. 2598 would be next, and we'll see what we get in terms of that. Let me go ahead and move this over here. Yeah, we could chart NEO. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I want to find something here for everybody. And again, we've been trading Mara for a minute, but I really wanted to find this one piece of info. Let's see. I want to find one piece. Okay. I'll look for it later. I was looking for it, but I didn't find it. It was regarding Mara. It was a note. I apologize. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at NEO together. I believe NEO announced yesterday that they had the best range in terms, or the longest range in terms of capacity for the electric vehicle that they have. Again, 922 is what we're looking for. That's the break above the 200-day moving average. So this kind of move now, yes, while it is nice and did go higher yesterday, we still need a little more. You got to get me above 922 to play this gap fill here at $10.02. So 922 breaks the 200-day. That's what we're looking for. Lean a little more to get above the 100-day. So again, NEO still needs a little more juice to get there, but it's going on the right path. We'll just say that, at least on the hourly chart, but I still need a little more. Okay, let's take a look at some of the stocks we are watching. How's that? I still have those Apple calls. Obviously, dip was bought right around the support zone. You can see here, right at that support there and bounced. Need a little more, need to get to 198.23. Since we're getting that melt up here, at least on the future side, I believe Apple still has room to go. In terms of Tesla, which I also have, again, I talked about this trend line that we had really since, I believe, January. We did hit our head on it, and then we pulled back, so we just need to get above 259.88. That'll get us where we want to go. And again, we're still above this massive green trend line there, really from the peak. So again, as long as we stay above there, obviously the upside is still on Tesla, but it needs to get above 259.88. Take a look at Citibank. And I still like the banks, just like the small caps. Pulled back yesterday, got as high as around 51.54. Let's see if we get continuation. Again, all we're looking for is a retest of the February highs of 52.52 there. EEM is another stock that I have, and that was pretty much flat. It's green this morning. Basically with EEM, I'm looking for this gap fill here around 41.38. And again, we need the dollar to continue to fall for that to happen. Dollar index breaking below support now. Again, the journey to below 100 continues. So far, so good. You're below the 20. You're below the 200-day. If we want stocks to go higher, we need the dollar to go down. Boeing was part of our watch list. You can see right there it rejected. We need 265.57. Maybe we catch that with another $5 move to the upside on Bank of America. There was a positive note from Bank of America today about Boeing. Sorry, I said Bank of America, but that's what we're looking for. A little more room, and we'll get it. See if we can catch that. Let's go and take a look at Microsoft together. Microsoft, I still have an alert above those Wednesday highs around 377.74. and then I'll target 380s to around 383, 382.50. But as of right now, not much going on. We traded Amazon yesterday. We talked about that. What a boost. Again, above 150. It's now at 154.38. We filled those 155 calls. That was right at the in the morning. That volume spike first thing in the morning on those 155s. That's where we caught it. Got around 200% on Amazon. So well done to the team there. And then we also traded Meta, and Meta broke as well, and we got up to 345. We caught that. So well done, team. Got 2 yesterday. Again, I want to kind of build that momentum. Really, the only trades that we have open in terms of, we only have 1 that we opened this week, which was Tesla. 2 were from last week, Apple and Citi. So again, it is only Tuesday. I know sometimes we kind of want things immediately, but again, we're still kind of melting up at this moment, not getting that big spike. Maybe there's a ton of supply right at 4,800 on S&P, but now we're just talking about when it's going to happen. It's almost inevitable now that we're going to hit all-time highs on S&P 500 on the spot index. On futures, we're already there. So it's really just a matter of time at this point. You got to look at it this way. How long can this rally last? Depending on how December goes, we'll see how January goes as well. We talked about that yesterday. So again, it's only the 19th. We got 1 full week, which is this week. We got 2 short weeks into next week, but both Mondays being the market being closed for the holidays, New Year's and Christmas. So we'll do the best we can this week, since this is the last full week of the year, so we can build that momentum as we round out 2023 and then get ready for 2024. Let's go and take a look at BAC, which I still have. Again, a pullback, slight pullback. Still looking for 34.58. If the dollar and yields continue to slide, which are both red, I expect Bank of America and Citi to bid as well. But nothing has really broken. It's really just sideways action here. Still above this dotted line here, which is the breakout level. We haven't even retested that. Get me to 34.58. We're home. Do you see upside for NVIDIA today? Let's take a look at it. I think NVIDIA did break 500 yesterday. It pulled back. If you're looking for a break level, you got to get above 505.48. That's really what you're looking for. But it seems like we're just consolidating up in this area here. 505.48. Again, that's the real, that's the most recent highs. Break that, and then again, that's where you're really just playing as high as you can. This could be a $600 stock by 2024, sure. It could chop us around and kind of stay around 505, 510 for the next 3 months. It just really depends on the flows and how the price action goes. AMD breaking out as well. We want to get above 141.75, and then we can take a look at 150 to 145. So that's what we're looking for on AMD as well. In terms of the chips, it is a little cheaper to trade. NVIDIA can be a little more pricey. So again, I tend to kind of lean with NVIDIA. Again, we've done very well with it this year. So I do like the semiconductors. We said that earlier in January this year. Semiconductors are the new oil. So none of this is really surprising. You basically just wiped out 2022 and 2023. They were just a wash. If you went in a coma again, November or December of 2021, and you woke up today, you're probably thinking to yourself, what happened? And you're basically break even. That's the market for you. So in terms of headlines, let's take a look at it and see what we got. Let's see. Okay, we talked about Mara, the red book up 3.6% versus the 3.4%. United States November housing starts rise 14.8% month over month. Estimate was down 0.9%. November housing starts 1.56 million versus the 1.36 million. Building permits fall 2.5% month over month. The estimate is 2.2. Building permits at 1.46 million versus the 1.465 million. So again, building permits is you get the land, you want to start the housing, and then housing starts as you actually are filing the paperwork to build the house. So housing starts are a good leading indicator for growth. Again, as interest rates fall, guys, and they will, you're going to get a lot of people who are going to refinance their homes. Again, that's how it starts. You get the refinancing. This is why I like banks. And then you take a look at the home builders. Again, we're going to get some affordability for everybody who wants to buy homes as long as interest rates continue to fall. So we'll go ahead and finish up and wrap up here with one more chart, which is the interest rate, the 10-year Treasury yield. Down we go. Did we break anything special? You bet. The 200-day MA. That's what we're looking for. My target in 2024 is right here, 3.143. And that would be great because that'll give a lot of people who didn't get a chance to buy a home or to get a good interest rate to finally kind of get something a little more affordable. Let's just be honest here. But there's also another side of this. If interest rates fall and you have more people looking for homes and refinancing, home prices are going to go higher. So again, it's all supply and demand. Good thing we have some housing starts. Again, we still have low supply in homes in the United States. So we'll see that if if the supply and demand kind of meet each other, in a sense, the home builders were going to just have to build as much as they can. Remember, they're the ones that also do in-house financing, so that's some competition for the banks as well. But as long as interest rates and the dollar fall, we're going to see a little bit of at least a breath of fresh air and some relief for those who are looking to refinance their home or to buy a new home, etc., etc. So really good stuff all around. This is exactly what we want to see. Worst case scenario in terms of the 10-year Treasury yield, we get back above 4.29%. What could get us there? GDP number on Thursday. If the GDP number is really, really hot, well, then we will see exactly if that affects the dollar, if that affects the 10-year Treasury yields. But short-term support, you're probably looking around 3.7%. But 2024, I'm looking at right here at 3.143 for the 10-year. That should get us to around 5.5% on, or maybe 5% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage. That'll help a lot of people. A lot better than 7-8%, that's for sure. So okay guys, we'll go ahead and leave it there. Have a great rest of your morning. Thank you guys for joining me. I apologize, not tons today in terms of news. Again, as we're getting into the holiday season, closer we get, maybe the volumes drop a little bit, but we are getting a little bit of a melt up here. Again, we're really looking for 4808 S&P 500 futures. That'll be the real all-time high on S&P futures, and then we'll kind of go on that path of that Santa rally for continued upside. Does it get another winning week for the S&P? We will see. Have a great rest of your morning. I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers.